2025 Poetry Bomb, I thought that I would have a quote from a poet on a shirt. From King Missile. This poet said, let me put my poetry to music, and one of them was, I am a sensitive artist. And I thought that's perfect to have on today. For the 2025 Poetry Bomb, I'm going to do one more reading for you guys, because you guys are triple plus awesome, and I heard you and such. And I am sharing with you a bunch of poems that are in the Cyberwit book, Shattering the Glass Ceiling. They're all women related, and they're all event poems. If I had a copy of the other book, they're all also in the 2-volume set, Every Event of the Year, Volume 1 and 2, because there are things throughout history of issues for women. So it is in both of those books. I wish I had a copy of it, but it's in both of those books. Every Event of the Year and that one. So I'm going to share with you maybe 7. I don't know. We'll see how many I get through, because you guys are triple plus awesome. And I hope you enjoy them. I might have event dates listed for them, I'm not sure, but I'm going to try. This first one is titled, You've Tucked Us Women Away. You've Tucked Us Women Away. And it was written on September 8th, the day that in 1916 there was a bid to prove that women were capable of serving the military dispatch riders. After 2 women, I won't give you their names, they arrived in Los Angeles after a 60-day, 5,500-mile cross-country motorcycle race. 1916, cross-country motorcycle, 2 women. Got it. But this is based on that called You've Tucked Us Women Away. People say we can't play with big boys, like we don't have the stones, and our stones are so much bigger and have been polished over the years because we've handled almost everything. You think we're not strong enough. You think we don't have the endurance. So please allow me to relieve this unease, and please allow me to give you the belief that these women can do all the world needs. You've tucked us women away for millennia while we took care of you, your home, your family, while you went out and acted so important. And what you never realize is that we women are important too. We've proven that every day of our lives. You just never noticed. So maybe it's time for you to watch and see how we can really roar. This is a short event poem. Haha. Title Everyone is to Blame. It appears in Shattering the Glass Ceiling, and it is in the 2-volume set series, because I don't know what day. It depends. This will be in Volume 2. This is for August 3rd, this next one. This was written on August 31st for 2 different things. And that door is just flapping open because it won't close in the wind. Although it should. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I think it's haunted.
It's a haunted door. We've got a haunted door here. But this was written on August 31st for the 1888 day that Mary Ann Burton was murdered. It was the first known murder by Jack the Ripper. And it's also for the day in 1987 that Princess Diana died after a car crash in front of paparazzi. So, those 2 events. Nothing else. August 31st, nothing else happened on that day. I'm looking at somebody who knows that something else happened on that day, but it's not. This is titled Everyone is to Blame. We struggle for our lives at our own peril. Women in history have had a hard history. Those who have fought hard to make it on their own, the only way they knew how, sometimes had it worse until their safety was in peril. What? For walking down the street. What? For trying to trust a strange man. But what does it matter how any of these women are killed by a murderer or by paparazzi? For rich or poor, famous or hated, we all have to watch our backs. For this violence, everyone is to blame. Okay, number 3. This one's a little bit more fun. Written for Sadie Hawkins Day. November 13th is what it says on this thing. Because it appears not only in this, but also in Volume 2 of Every Event of the Year, which I don't have a copy with me. But this is called Judged on Looks. I vaguely heard of this holiday before, maybe in high school, where the premise was women asked a man to a dance. Because, you know, this was a ludicrous idea. The men were the ones who were supposed to be doing the asking. They were supposed to ask the women out. And back in high school, I went so far as to ask a male friend of mine to go to prom. We were just friends. I wasn't going to have a boyfriend date, and I thought this friend would be the most fun to hang with this ritualistic high school holiday. But I just read that the origins of this holiday were from Al Cap's comic strip, Little Abner, where Sadie Hawkins was actually homely, and no one wanted to be near her. So her father had all the single men run out of town, and the only one she caught would be forced to marry her. Now, this popular section of a comic strip incited future Sadie Hawkins dances, where women were the ones who could ask men to a dance. And yes, looking back, it may seem ludicrous, and we women may feel we have power now, but in the same breath, it's also funny how a silly story in a comic strip may have helped to incite change for women. All because of a comic strip of a woman, that she was ugly and wasn't married by the time she was 35. Sorry that you're still so judged on looks, women, so just try to keep working past sexism in this uphill battle in this patriarchal society, even when old comic strips a stepping stone. Now, these are more interesting next ones I'm going to share with you. This was written for November 18th. And yes, it's in an events book, Every Event of the Year, Volume 2. It's also in Shattering the Glass Ceiling. And it's titled No Peace and Rise to Power. This, and I told you it was for November 18th. I didn't tell you what it was for. Indira Gandhi's birthday. Yeah, that's one thing. And yeah, I got a face from somebody over there when I said that. There you go. Here we have it. This, woman of the millennium, was the first and only female prime minister. With setbacks for gaining power in India, she started a new party, which won. Even after ruling for years, others said she had used devious tactics to win. High courts ruled against her, ousting her from her power, but she called a state of emergency, enacting restrictive laws to save herself. The public was then outraged, as she was even briefly imprisoned for corruption. So she tried her old success tricks again by starting another political party, because you see, the new Janata Party led to the fall of India's government. So, believe it or not, Indira Gandhi's quote-unquote corruption didn't stop people from seeping her back into office. And the only reason she is the second longest-running Prime Minister of India is because her assassination in her garden by her own bodyguards as a revenge for attacks on the holy Alistar shrine in protest for India's political integrity. And as for integrity, and Indira Gandhi labeled as corrupt, keep in mind that her husband, named Gandhi, was of no relation to Mahatma Gandhi. But the young girl joined Mahatma Gandhi, wearing khaki or natural hand-woven clothes to protest British-made textiles. Remember that women can know peace and still rise to power. Repeatedly. For you can claim corruption, but Indira Gandhi worked to remove mass poverty with, quote, clear vision, iron will, and the strictest discipline. And her administration brought equal pay for equal work in both sexes, now as a part of their Indian constitution. Indira believed that women could do all men could, if they were given the chance. And Indira Gandhi took that chance whenever she could, even telling her aunt, "Someday I am going to lead my people to freedom, just as Joan of Arc did." That's a quote from her. Indira Gandhi ruled a nation, won battles, and even fought for change, not because she was driven as a woman, but because she was human. Indira Gandhi, called the greatest mass leader of the last century, made changes for women with her clear vision, iron will, and her strict discipline. Not because she was a woman, but because it was right. Remember this, and take stock in everything you can do, because you know you are right. This one is titled Otherwise Reigns Supreme. Stuck in my head is the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and the scene where a father arranged a marriage for his son, but this prince rejects it. For Crown Prince Frederick of Prussia, who in 1733 failed his attempt to flee his father's tyrannical regime, was ordained to marry a woman, Elizabeth Christiane, with his choice arranged by the Austrian court to secure influence over Prussia. Unlike Monty Python's Holy Grail, where the prince was being rescued and trying to escape his tower, this Prussian prince relented. But on his wedding day, he spent 1 hour with his 17-year-old bride after walking outside alone all night. He obviously wanted to be free of this woman, and most women, as he never cheated on her, so they spent most of their time apart. Elizabeth Christine was at first so distraught that this prince couldn't return her affection, but she learned that since they were married now, they could ask anything of the king and remain completely secure until the king's death, which made her queen. When her husband, now king, didn't want the tedium of being king, he just decided to let her rule. This situation started to suit her just fine, as she now lived separately. And since ceremonial court life didn't suit him, he left that to her. And that suited her just fine too. He would come to occasional functions, but otherwise, Elizabeth Christine reigned supreme, just how she liked it. Because during the 7 Years' War, he remained absent, while she was a symbol of Prussian resilience. During her reign, she authored several works, some based on the passing of loved ones that were included in the library of the king. This woman also gave more than half her income to charity. Prussia's Elizabeth Christine, the longest-serving queen, found out how to take a situation no one wanted and turn it into a life where a woman could make a real difference, which is what we women do to this day. I don't know, 1 or 2 more? We'll see. Just a select few. This one is called Vaulted to Silhouette in the Sky. It was written on December 23rd. It's the date in 583 AD, when the Mayan queen, Yoliknal, was crowned ruler of Palenque. Yeah, you don't know these places. Of course you don't. They don't exist anymore. Palenque. That's what it is now, I'm telling you. Anywho, but this is about her. Being the Mayan queen, vaulted to silhouette in the sky. I gave birth to the greatest leaders of our time. I was also the first female ruler in Mayan history, and was only one of very few female rulers known from Maya that was born with a royal title. But I'm sure you haven't heard of me or what I have done, especially because really, why would you think of a woman doing anything, amounting to anything, or ruling anything, even if a woman earned it? Tombs vaulted to me adorn the silhouette of the sky, idly sculpted in the vaults of my offspring. More leaders you'll forget, because how could you, why could you even remember something you were never even taught? Your now patriarchy shuns women being in any power, so you'll brush me under your proverbial rug. Just know that despite your efforts, women can be in power despite your efforts to be otherwise. Because when we come, we'll rule in a way you never expected. Because you never learned. Because they didn't teach you. Or you chose to not listen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know if this is my last one or not. I'm getting a little list of pieces. This one was written on October 29th, and it is for the 1825 birthday of the last queen of Romania, Maria Alexandra Victoria. And this is titled Veins Burn Blue with Whiteness. It appears not only in this, but also in volume 2 of Every Month of the Year. I don't have the book with me, but it's in that book too, I swear. It's titled Veins Burn Blue with Whiteness. I knew I was destined for greatness. I knew royalty coursed through these blue veins. My strength was great, even when my royal family wanted me to marry my cousin. My own cousin. I refused the proposal. I don't care if he would be the future King George V. You see, that's what family does, and that's what royalty does. They choose your life for you, which is why I was bound to crown Prince Ferdinand of Romania. If they think they can make all of my choices for me, then just try. For what they don't understand is that I am the one with the power. I will wield true influence over my weak-minded husband, even before I stepped in my throne. I am the one who made crucial decisions during World War I that gained us more land and power. And all while my royal subjects still adored me, as I did all this while writing stories in my books to shock the royal family, which may be why my subjects still revere me, even as a model patriot. For you see, even when those who think they know better try to hold you down, when you know you are destined for greatness, you can defy them, and you can still win. You know, I gotta give it up for women. I'm getting to see them smiling here live. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm gonna stop reading the women's event poems and reading poems. That's all for my reading right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed the reading. It's getting loud in here, and I think I might have to enjoy some time at the brewery here. Wahoo! And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Poetry Bomb and going somewhere you've never read before to read. Whether you're a sensitive artist or not, hang in there. Thank you all for listening. I guess we should cut that live feed and I can relax and enjoy a beer. And thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.